conversation you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. You wake up with it, you walk around with it, you go to bed with it. Eventually you act on it, whether it be good or bad. There's haters everywhere in this world. People trying to get in your head. The one thing you gotta understand is this, they're trying to infiltrate your mind. What a lot of boxers do to get away from distractions is they go away before a big fight. A lot of us can't do that. We have to be able to live amongst distractions and be undistracted. Stay in your own mind. Don't let them own yours. So, I get an email the other day. This young man wants to be a ranger, but he's afraid to go to ranger school. Not because how hard the training is, but because he's afraid if he fails, what people are gonna say by judging him. One thing in life, this applies to everything in life. Anytime you move from being normal to trying to be exceptional, people aren't gonna like that. Those normal people, it makes them feel like cowards. They're gonna judge you. And nowadays, it's very easy to be a coward. Why? We got Instagram. Most folks don't tell you to your face. They go online. They post about like cowards. Don't let cowards get in your head. And last thing, make sure you do you. Stay hard. The most important step we'll ever take in life is our next one. A lot of us get our feet stuck in concrete. We get our feet stuck in concrete because we're afraid to make enemies. We're afraid to speak what's on our mind. We're afraid of being in that group of people. And when you walk away, we're afraid of what they might say behind your back. All that fear clouds your brain, clouds your thinking. One thing in life, you're gonna always have haters. Embrace them. If you can walk on water, trust me, your haters will say you can walk on water because you can't swim. Learn one thing, shut the noise out. Embrace the fact that people don't like you. It means you're doing something right. Stay hard, stay in the fight. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, we all have dreams. I had them when I was younger. So I figured the best place to make those dreams come true are in isolation. So I walked into isolation as David Goggins, but I walked out of isolation as Goggins. When you become a savage, is in isolation. When you're training for a big MMA fight or just a boxing match, you don't stay outside of isolation. You go in isolation. And that's when your mind changes. That's when your focus changes. Your dedication changes. Don't use this time to f up your mind. Use it to gain strength, gain focus. Isolation is the key to strengthening your mind. Come on, a savage. One thing you have to learn early in life, I didn't learn this till later on. You can't care what anybody thinks about you. If I cared what people thought about me, you think I'd be yelling out here, doing a 105-pound ruck? This is who I am. Find out who you are, whoever that may be. Find out who you are and own that. Don't ever worry about anybody and what they think about you. You do that, I guarantee you, your life will be in shambles. You will become the biggest bitch of all time. And when I say bitch, I ain't talking about females. So back in the day, we could say words like that, and people wouldn't trip out. So I ain't talking about females, I'm talking about sack up. Everybody.
I went in the mirror as my mom sat me down in the bed and said, "You're gonna fail." And that's the only advice I had. And my principal, no one had any good advice for me. I was alone. But I went to the mirror, I looked at it and I said, "My God, man, you are on your own. And what are you gonna do about it?" That's when I slowly started to change my life. But you know, it doesn't happen that quickly. I slowly started to change when I was about 17 years old. I went to a recruiter's office and the recruiter said, "Hey, you have to take an ASVAB test." And like I said, I had a 4th grade reading level my junior year. So long story short, I failed that a few times. I had one more chance to take that test. And that's when I really develop my work ethic. I picked these hard things that most people think you can't finish anyway. So, you go out there, you grind, you're alone, you're in your own head. I work best alone. So those are easier. I figured out a way to kind of challenge your mind, channel it and challenge it at the same time. And I figured out a way to kind of just have an indestructible toolbox. And I was like, you know what, man? So then I started having chips on my shoulder. I had my own little thing I was doing with a couple guys, working out on my own, do my own little thing. And when you start doing that stuff and you start to drive yourself away from people, and I was already different as it was. Even if I didn't do that, I already came in being very different. Like I tell people, I was a part of the Navy SEAL teams. I wasn't part of the Brotherhood. I'm not going out. No, that's not me. That's never been me, though. Like, if I was in a college, I couldn't be part of a fraternity, man. I would never join a fraternity. That's me. I don't like fraternities. So when you join the SEAL teams, you're joining a big fraternity. So I was already asked out. I grew up wanting friends at a young age, and once you get self-esteem, you know who you are. I was comfortable. You're not liking me, but not hanging out. And then you take it to another step further with this being hard mentality. So I did a lot of things that pushed people the wrong way, that rubbed people the wrong way. And in that, being in the fraternity, it's like a big soap opera. It's like the guiding light. And, people start not liking you for certain reasons. People don't know who you are. Rumor mills start happening. Then I have 2 heart surgeries. People think I don't want to deploy overseas. Goggins don't want to fight. He just wants to run. But I'm not going out saying I had 2 heart surgeries. I couldn't even go fight. So just a lot of things happened, and within that, it's life. Me looking back on it, I was who I wanted to be. People ask me all the time how I'm able to be so vulnerable. I wasn't always this person, trust me. I used to be embarrassed about lies I told, family issues, marriages I was in, things I cheated on, things I quit. I was embarrassed about all that. So a lot of people had things on me, and they had power over me and could use this whenever they wanted to. And I didn't like how that felt. So I wanted to get to a spot in my life where I could put a billboard up in the town I lived in with everything I did wrong, and let people drive by and see it. And I'm finally at that point. So when you get to that point, you kind of take that power back from people. But my question to you is this: are you at a point in your life where you can put a billboard up in your town and have folks drive by that? Stay hard.